Hey, podcast people, how's it going? Azrin here, owner of the Calgary Language Nerds, and welcome to today's Learn Gujarati with me YouTube video and podcast episode. As you can see, I'm already sharing my screen right now, and today is a special episode. Today is a very special episode. First of all, we're going to learn some Gujarati, and we're going to do so from a song. I can't play the song for copyright purposes, etc., but I'll make sure I put a link to the song in the episode description box. The second thing, which is perhaps even more useful, I would think, is that you're going to get an insight into how to really learn languages at home. I find that a lot of people really struggle to learn Gujarati and languages in general, is that they just don't know what to do. And today I'm going to show you the nitty gritty details of the kinds of things that I do at home to learn Gujarati and really learn any language. And that should make it very easy for you to use those strategies at home yourself. So here we have a song. The song is called Malje Malje. And let's begin today by going through the lyrics of the song together. Now, what you're looking at here is an app and a website that I personally use, which is called LingQ, LingQ. Link has about it's something like 30 or 40 or 50 different basic listening and reading comprehension exercises for beginner Gujarati learners. I would say like mid-beginner learners, something like that. And so it's worth using the app even just for that purpose. My favorite thing about the app is you can actually import content like I have done, like I've imported the song lyrics, and it basically acts as a translator. I can now read these lyrics, click on words I don't know. So I don't know this word.
Money.
I can click on it, and it's going to give me the translation, as you can see, right? It also remembers what words like what words were new for you, what words you already know. So as you can see on my screen, when I was looking through the lyrics of this song, on this page, for instance, there are two words that were new for me, which we're going to talk about. They're highlighted in yellow. Okay. So let's go through these songs here, or through these lyrics here. Bhulela, so first line, Bhulela kisaoma mane marje. So bhulela is like forgotten. Kisao is bhulela kisaoma mane marje. Kisao is like it was a new word for me. It means cases, but in this case, it's kind of like stories. So forgotten stories. Bhulela kisao ma, right? Kisao, in this case, stories. Ma means in. So bhulela kisao ma mane marje. So mane is like me. There's other meanings of mane as well, but for this case, it's me. Mane marje. Marje is like meat. Like, yeah, it's like if you get really technical into the grammar, it's basically like suggesting or inviting you to meet me. So I'm inviting you to meet me in forgotten stories, something like that. You can do this with any verb, by the way, marje, karje, like anything with the j at the end, marje, like I'm suggesting you to meet me somewhere. Karje, I'm suggesting you to do something. Khaje, I'm suggesting you to eat something. So on and so forth. It's suggesting you to do something. The j is the informal variant. If you wanted to make it formal, we're going to make it jo, marjo, karjo, khajo, so on and so forth. Okay, so bhulela kisaoma mane marje. Fatela kisamathi mane marje. So fatela means like ripped, right, or torn. Kisa is pocket or pockets. Kisa ma ti. If we break that down word per word or chunk by chunk, kisa, pocket or pockets sometimes. Ma, in, ti, from. So from the inside of a pocket. So from the inside of a ripped pocket, a torn pocket. Fatela kisamati mane marje. So meet me in forgotten stories. Meet me from torn pockets. It's very poetic, I suppose, right? Vadarni par. So this one we have to read kind of all at once. It doesn't really make sense till we get to the end. Vadarni par tu thaine savar tu avi kadi. Okay, so let's just break this down. So vadar is clouds. Vadar ni par is kind of like it's kind of like beyond. So beyond the clouds. So beyond the clouds, vadar ni par. Usually for par we have ni before it. So vadar ni par, beyond the clouds. Tu, right? So you. Now we have to keep going. It's a song, so it's a bit poetic. It doesn't quite make sense yet. Thaine savar tu. So we've gone beyond the clouds. Thai is like a form of tavu. Tavu is to become. So thaine savar. So we've gone beyond the clouds. We've gone vadarni par. So we've gone beyond the clouds. Thaine savar. So it's become the morning. Savar is morning, right? Tu avi kadi. So avi is kind of like come. Kadi is was a new word for me. What does it mean now? Kadi is like sometime. Like sometime you can basically you can come across the clouds and pretty much you can come across the cloud beyond the clouds and come meet me sometime, something like that. Okay, very very poetic line. This is not how you talk in like day-to-day English. The grammar is all over the place. Like the word order is quite different. Like this is not a sentence you can really analyze and break apart grammatically very well. Very very tricky. Okay, now we have the chorus again. Mane marje. Oh sorry, avi kadi mane marje. I forgot the second part. Avi kadi mane marje. So you can come meet me sometime. Okay. And now we have the chorus again. Bhulela kisaoma mane marje fatela kis bhulela kisaoma mane marje fatela kisamati mane marje blah 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 blah. Okay. Same chorus as before. Ho 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 ho. He's singing. Okay, here we go. Next we have Java do ke rokilo. So let's break the sentence down. So Java do means should I let you go? You can kind of treat this as a set phrase in a way, like hu tamne Java do? Should I let you go? Hu tamne Java do? Should I let you go? Kind of like a set phrase, pretty much. There's a little bit of grammar there we could get into. I don't want to get into it today, but to keep things really simple today, that's a nice set phrase. Yeah, it's a nice set phrase that you'll use that you'll hear a lot, you could use a lot. Okay. Rokilo. Rokilo means to like, or should I stop you? Right? Rokvu is to stop. Gujarati has a lot of compound verbs. You might have noticed this when you're listening to Gujarati. There's a lot of compound verbs. So a compound verb is where you have two verbs next to each other, and by combining them, you get a separate meaning or a different meaning, right? I can give an English equivalent. We have something similar to this in English. If we take something like the word get, in English, get has so many meanings depending on what comes next. Get lost, get up, get down, get I don't know, get tired, get angry, get like there's so many things we can do with get, right? Get confused. Like there's a lot of things we can do with get. We can use get by itself even normally, right? Like, oh, I get presents for Christmas. Even that's a meaning of get. So in English, we take get, we combine it with different words, and we get different meanings depending on what word comes next. Well, Gujarati has a lot of those as well. So java do or rokilo, these are some examples of compound verbs. Do is a verb, right? Lo is a verb. These are verbs that we're combining with another verb, and it creates kind of like a separate meaning in a way. Again, we can dig into the grammar of that in a separate video if you're interested. It's actually a very, very deep grammar point we could get into, but for today, we'll keep things nice and easy. So Java do ke rokilo. So should I let you go? Right? Should I let you go or should I like stop you? Right? Java do, should I let you go? Ke rokilo. Should I stop? Should I stop you? E man ne nathi samjhatu. Right? So a man is like your mind. Man ne nathi samjhatu. It doesn't understand. Samjhatu is kind of like a negative form of the word understand. So it is samjhatu nathi. So the mind doesn't understand. Should I let you go, or should I stop you? Which one should I do? Right? Manne nathi, and we can keep going here. Manne nathi samjhatu ke shu karu. Right? So again, this just kind of adds on to before. So Java do ke rokilo. Should I let you go or keep you close? E manne nathi samjhatu ke shu karu. Right? The mind doesn't understand. Ke shu karu. What should I do? What should I do in this situation? Shu karu hu, right? Then it repeats again. Java do ke rokilo. એ મને નથી સમજાતું કે શું કરું, right? Now, the next sentence here is tricky to understand, but mostly because of the word order. So, રાખીને પાસે ખોયા કરું કે દૂર તને હું રાખી પામી લઉં, right? So, again, this more order of the words that makes us tricky. So, Gujarati has a very flexible word order. And in normal speech, we wouldn't probably order the words in this kind of a fashion. So, in a more normal, quote unquote, normal Gujarati, less poetic Gujarati, it might sound something more like this. It might be something like, હું તને, હું તને, હું તને, it's even hard to convert it. હું તને પાસે રાખીને ખોયા કરું. Yeah, something like that. કે દૂર, it's actually very, very difficult. Let's just break it down. It's actually very difficult to turn that into something more less poetic. So, rakine is kind of like by keeping you, pase is close. So by keeping you close, right? Koya karu is like, should I lose you? So should I lose you by keeping you close? There we go. That's a nice way to put that. So rakine pase koya karu. So by keeping you close, should I lose you? Rakine pase koya karu ke dur tane hu rakhi. So dur is far. Tane hu rakhi. So I keep you far, right? Dur tane hu rakhi. Pamilo. Pamilo means to get you, right? So should I keep you close and lose you? Or should I keep you far and get you? Should I have you by keeping you far away from me? Or should I lose you by keeping you close to me? Does that make sense? Roshni. Roshni is like kind of like light or brightness, right? So roshni che. Roshni che, so it's very bright, it's very light. Tarathi. So tarathi means from you. Tarathi, so from you, there's a lot of light. Tarathi bo roshni che, something like that in normal Gujarati. Roshni che tarathi. So there's a lot of light from you. Jo tu nahi hashe. So if you will not be here, andhar ghero che. Andhar is like darkness. Ghero che has a few different meanings, but here it means it's very deep, right? If you're not here, jo tu nahi hashe, andhar ghero che. The darkness is very deep. So if you're not here, it's going to, you're very bright, right? Roshni che tarathi. So a lot of brightness is coming from you. So jo tu nahi hashe. So if you're not close to me, if you're not here, right? Andhar ghero che. The darkness is very deep. Then the whole chorus repeats again. Okay, I hope that made some kind of sense. I really hope it did. But anyway, what I want to walk you through in the next part of this podcast episode and video is how I actually went through the lyrics. So the vast majority, a lot of these lyrics sort of made sense to me, but there's a couple sections I was a bit unsure about. So I want to just like open up my mind and show you how I did it. The first thing was, right, the very first thing I did was I found the lyrics here on a website. So I just searched Mane Malje lyrics in Gujarati and I found a website. Here they are. I use LingQ, so I copy pasted them into this app so I can like read it to you like this. I can click on words I don't know. I also used a little bit of ChatGPT. So I actually put the entire lyrics into ChatGPT and I asked it to translate line by line. I was like, let's just have a look. Make sure there's not something I think I understand, but I don't understand. Right? So we scroll down, kind of gave me line by line translation. For the most part, I was like, yeah, okay, this is making sense. Couple things I was questioning. Right? And then there's a few things, right? As I was preparing, like even for the video to explain certain things, I asked it like, explain these in more detail. So you can talk to ChatGPT, right? And ask it to explain things in more depth. And so that's what I was doing. So ChatGPT was one of the tools and is one of the tools I use when I'm learning languages and practicing at home. The other thing I'll use as well is I will use Google Translate. So sometimes I'll take certain words and I'll put them into Google Translate. So ghero was a word in this song that I didn't actually know. I was like, ghero che, andhar ghero che. What does that mean? Unfortunately, when you look up in Google Translate, cordon blockade, the siege, I was like, what? The darkness is a siege? What is that? Like, I was like, I don't know what that means. Right? So then what I did next, and this is why I recommend people to learn how to read the Gujarati script, is I search this phrase in quotations. When you Google things in quotations, it forces Google to give you that exact phrase, right? So I did it in Google. Let's go to page one. And what I did was I would find websites that use that exact phrase, right? So here we have a quote by Dr. Hida, for example. I'd read the line. If I was unsure of it, I might copy paste it, for example, right into Google Translate, right? And I was like, oh, right. It means deep. I can read it. Nanubhav evo ghero che blah 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 blah. Oh, okay, deep. So you can use that as a tool to gain some more insight behind certain words or phrases. Again, being able to read the Gujarati script is necessary for this, which is why I always recommend to learn how to read it. So this is like one of the honestly one of the simplest ways to, particularly for comprehension, although this translates a bit to speech and speaking, but literally my bread and butter of learning languages is finding content I like, whether it's songs like this or books or whatever, using resources like Link or ChatGPT or Google Translate or whatever tools, Googling things, right? Like using tools like that to look up things I don't know or look up things that maybe I'm a little bit unsure about. And then that's it. So find content I like, look up stuff I don't know, and that's that. That's like literally the bread and butter, one of the most basic things to do to learn a language. Okay. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Hope this was a useful video. I think I might do more stuff like this. And see you next time. Bye bye.